You don't recognize me? Did you honestly think I would always be the kind-hearted boy for your childhood? You don't recognize me? Did you honestly think I would always be the kind-hearted boy for your childhood? I saw you posted something 2 hours ago. You know how to fix your electronics now? Okay, but did you disinfect your finger? In that picture you posted, if you zoom in a little, there's a cut. Did you get hurt while repairing it? If I couldn't even spot that, what kind of colonel would I be? Did you use the tools I left? Were they helpful in any way? Now, you can still... Things can sometimes be harder. It doesn't matter if you don't need me for small problems. What if you run into big ones? You won't tell me about those either? As long as you're curious about it, I will never hide it from you. It's just that... At the very least, I don't want to use your social media posts to learn about your small problems and wounds. So, if you need to call for Caleb, go ahead. Do it. While I still can respond. Do you want to guess where I'm going? Just like how you used to do it. I almost forgot. You're not exactly familiar with Skyhaven. But that's okay. I didn't have a certain location in mind, so your guess wouldn't have been wrong either way. If I stumble upon a nice place, I can take you there when you visit Skyhaven again. But you can't do a lot of stuff here. It's nothing like Lincoln. I mean, we know all of our secret bases in Lincoln thanks to our years of tireless exploring. Those 2 adventure maps you drew expanded a bunch of times. You've traveled a lot on your own in the time I've been gone, haven't you? Those 2 maps remained consistent over the years, but they're probably different now. It's not a bad thing, though. This time you're finally ahead of me, Pipsqueak. Didn't we always used to fight over who should be the navigator when we were little? How about this? Next time I'm in Lincoln, you'll be my navigator and show me the places you've discovered. It's possible to get lost when you're heading to a place you're familiar with, even if you've only been away for a few months. It's not that you can't find the way. It's more like you can't decide what your destination should be. Whether it's that old house, the park, or our other secret bases, it's pointless to stay in those places without someone there waiting for me. I don't just order people around, you know. When I'm piloting an aircraft, I wait for the control tower to give landing clearance. I have to hover in the air for a long time before the clearance is given. And I'll do the same thing for you. I'll wait for you to give me permission no matter how long it takes. If you'd like, you can help me mark all those trails I'm missing on that map. Even if it's just following your footsteps, I'll be able to pretend I've taken part in these journeys of yours. Your scale sent me a message this morning. Hi, Caleb. Somebody's weight has been on a downward trend since last week. Have you not been eating properly? Or have you been pushing yourself too hard with your training? I added myself to the contacts list for notifications during my last visit. When's a good time to be sensitive then? But I'm not a fleet officer with you, and I'm not keeping tabs on a particular hunter. I was just wondering how you were doing this week. Do I need to be in a certain role to express this kind of concern? And there's a bit of anxiety, but you don't know why. I don't need those to notice. Every now and then, we feel like we're losing control of our lives for some inexplicable reason. You're stuck in a chaotic mess. The more you struggle, the harder it is to escape. I've been there before. I'll tell you about it later, when I get the chance. So, do you want some advice? The most important thing you need to do when you're trying to get your life back on track is to find an anchor. Like a ship returning from sea. Keep pulling the chain between the ship and the anchor. The vessel will soon find itself in the place where it should be. Is it that hard to guess? The anchor point tethering my soul is on the other end of the phone. My morning workout was postponed. Didn't you say you wanted to see me? You wanted to see me just for that? You can keep the power bank. I like bringing it with me because you said this collab design was cute. You don't need to give it back. I have another one just like it. Nah, I wasn't bulk buying. I just bought a pair out of habit. Other habits can be changed, but I don't want to change this one. Not yet. Let me guess why you're giving me advice now. Is it because you've forgotten that when we were kids, whatever I bought, I got one for you too? That's how your allowance kept growing. Yeah, I've been doing it willingly. I volunteered to pay double for your favorite snacks, toys, and books. Never because someone would be a tattletale and tell Grandma. Didn't you know how convincing you were when you tattled? Even I, the defendant, almost ended up believing you. You being a tattletale worked wonders. But what left a deeper mark was the time you called me selfish. And, you know, I've always wanted to grow up as a generous, well, you know. But now that I think about it, you weren't far off. Indeed, Caleb could be downright selfish sometimes. His selfishness, it's so you'd let him occupy every part of your life. From the cup you pick up to the alarm clock you see every day, to even the toothbrush you use in the morning and night. He had wished every daily necessity you used, saw, and touched reminded you that someone else was using the same thing. But now, he no longer knows if this sort of selfish and wishful caring should be carried on. Really? You heard everything and all you have to say is telling me what a fool I've been? You're right. I wouldn't have gotten into this habit without you letting me. All right. Since this is a problem we created, we should suffer the consequences together. Now that I'm looking at you, I guess you're lost in your own little world. Then why don't you check out the plane behind me? Will that help bring you back to Earth a little? All the supplies on the plane are ready to go. I've double-checked everything to make sure we haven't missed anything. Once you're on board, I'll be your personal pilot. And flight attendant, of course. The destination is up to you, Colonel Pipsqueak. You want to find the longest mountain range? Following a winding mountain range as we rise and fall through a sea of clouds. That would be a spectacular flight path. You know, I sorta expected you to ask if I could skywrite Happy Lincoln New Year. Oh, you want me to do that tomorrow? I see. You're gonna watch from the ground, huh? I guess I'll need to focus on planning the flight route when I get back. Are you sure you want to watch the fireworks all by yourself tonight? The skywriting can wait for another holiday. The Lincoln New Year's fireworks, on the other hand, That's an annual event we shouldn't miss. Instead of mountains, we could fly over the ocean. Who knows? We might even stumble upon some uncharted islands not on any map. We should name one Pipsqueak's Caleb Isle. I'd like to vote for Caleb's Fainting Isle, thanks. But even if we don't discover anything new, the first flight of the year still holds a special meaning. You know how people always say that doing something difficult is like reaching for the stars? If we make reaching for the stars look easy on the first day of the year, then no challenge will be too great for you later on. What, do you think I'm auditioning for the DAA's PR team? This is my heartfelt Lincoln New Year's blessing for you. This year, you'll see that reaching for the stars is easy breezy. I saw you using it the other day at the arcade. If I hadn't caught a glimpse of the symbol I drew on the card holder, I would have thought you were using your own card. It's all scratched up, but you still haven't replaced it. When you top up, do these two cards get the same amount since you're using both of them? But when I tried to put money on mine, yours had a balance of 0. Or maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me. So, you've been using my card to keep it from being deactivated. The way you said that while clenching your teeth makes me think you really do mind me returning early, Pipsqueak. Say, if I don't come back for a long time, how long are you going to use it? Even if no one's accompanying you? Didn't you enjoy dragging me along to wait in line for 2-player games? Now you're going solo. In that case, it's pointless to keep that card if you don't need the discount. I can sense your attitude over here. Did you misunderstand something? I wanted to say that since you can't get the discount if you're alone, you could give it to me. Well, I'll try my best. I'll claim your card for my reward and register the new top score under your name. Are you back from your business trip yet? A hurricane's about to make landfall on Lincoln's outskirts this afternoon. Well, if you can't run away, you're better off chasing after it. The eye wall of this hurricane is pretty stable, and it's not every day you get to safely fly into the eye of a hurricane. Aren't you curious at all? It's a mobile layer, so it's rare to see it from the inside. I mean, the eye of the hurricane might be a portal that takes you to a paradise above the clouds. The one you wanted to visit as a kid? What if I said that entering the eye of the hurricane is like jumping into a cloud volcano? The soft clouds form a crater. Sunlight shines above them while flowing clouds drift below. Basically, there's nothing but a hurricane in every direction. So, is this enough to convince you? After all, who knows when another good opportunity like this will come by if we miss it this time? I worked with a hurricane chaser at the DAA before. We'll be fine, Pipsqueak. Whoa there. Don't let your imagination run wild now. We can head to the runway whenever you're ready. Also, When we were young, I promised I'd personally fly you to the paradise above the clouds. Does this count as a promise kept? Even if you've already lost interest in it, I hope you'll be happy for every single promise I keep. Isn't it a bit late for you to get off work? Apparently, I'm your emergency contact for the nighttime navigation system. And I wasn't the one who set that up. Seems like it. Why didn't you change your emergency contact while I was gone? Aren't you scared when you walk alone at night? If potential threats aren't a problem, then are you scared of boredom? I remember when you didn't like walking alone. You insisted on calling me so we could talk. So, how was your day? Cool. Will do. It's nothing. You know, we haven't talked like this in a while. I feel kinda nostalgic. Oh, I got another notification. It says your trip ended. I guess you're home now. Are you gonna hang up? Alrighty then. I'm all ears. I just arrived at Lincoln Station. Do you want to hear the story of how I saved a dragonfly? There's a lot to talk about when we meet up later. I am not sure if I'll remember it by then. A dragonfly broke free from a spiderweb and nearly fell into traffic. So, I escorted it to a tree branch. You didn't expect me to be good at directing forced landings for dragonflies. It's not something a person is born with, you know. It requires training. Of course, you weren't aware of those extra hours of practice I put in. You were trying to defend your title as Bamboo Dragonfly Champion and didn't think about anything else. Have you ever wondered why your bamboo copter always flew the highest and farthest? It even disappeared into the sky sometimes. People were wondering back then why I never competed. How could I? I was busy escorting your bamboo copter from behind the scenes. Saving the dragonfly just now was sort of a muscle memory. You didn't realize I developed a strong desire to win when I was young? Oh well, didn't expect this and didn't expect that. Why don't you ask me about the other things you wouldn't expect me to do? Once and for all. That's not fair. With you, I'm an open book. No secrets. I wasn't really bothered by it during the contest. What I cared about was how you felt. Not to mention, the bamboo copter released from your hands was loaded with all your little wishes. As long as the bamboo copter flies over the trees, Caleb will watch TV with me for 30 more minutes. Does that ring a bell? After hearing that, how could I bear to see it fall to the ground? The reliable dragonfly escort captain? If only the young lady who won the contest back then could be this good at sweet-talking. Compared to the Far Space Fleet, this team seems to suit me better. Well, let's save the rest for when we meet up. I'm done escorting the dragonfly. Now it's time to escort you. Of course, the best title for me is still your escort. Not yet. There's lightning and thunder outside. I wasn't sure if I should call you, to be honest. I was worried my call would wake you up instead of the thunder. What was it about? Guess you couldn't tell if it was real or a dream, and you reached out to me for clarity? What layer am I in? Well, which one do you want me to be? Remember what I said about the best cure for nightmares? Erase the nightmare from your memory and create a brand new, happy dream. Picture this. A treehouse on the hill behind the elementary school. A secret base up in the attic. Or a little island sanctuary in the middle of a pond. Which one would you choose? Getting older makes you grittier, huh? Alrighty. Which one do you want? A grassy field after the rain? A rocking chair embraced by the breeze? or a couch that smells like freshly baked bread. And maybe a Caleb who will help you undo your braid. Or a Caleb who will poke you in the cheek while you're sleeping. I know. Even if he's the worst version of all the Calebs from then to now, you still want him? All right.